Hey guys, my name is Em and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. In today's video we are going to be doing another weekly reading vlog slash spend the week with me. I'm hoping to get a lot read this week. I want to finish my current read, which I will show you in just a second, and I also want to start another book which I actually received yesterday. So there's a few books on the TBR for this week. I will show you in just a moment, but I also am back to college this week, so this is going to be kind of come back to school with me type video as well, which is really exciting. So today is Wednesday the 10th of September. It's my first day of second year of college, so I will talk to you a little bit about that in just a few minutes as well. And yeah, I'm going to take you along with me through my week. So first of all, let me show you the book that I'm currently reading. I am still reading The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. You may have seen me read this in my last vlog. Well, I started it in my last vlog and I'm currently just halfway through. I read through the first half of this book so quickly, and then I just kind of like didn't read for a couple of days, and I just haven't been reading, so I haven't managed to read anymore. But it's not anything to do with the book, it's literally I just didn't really have time to be reading. So I'm hoping to finish this second half of the book, honestly maybe today or tomorrow. I think I'll be able to finish it over the next couple of days anyways, and then I'll start into another book. I'm not going to set a TBR because I will just mood read my way through and see which book I'm feeling like reading when I finish this one. But as for an update on this book so far, I am absolutely loving it. It is so good, it is so worth the hype. It is such a unique fantasy book, like it is genuinely just so good, and I would highly recommend to everyone. And it's giving me the perfect gothic cozy vibes. Well, not necessarily cozy, but like it's giving me those spooky season vibes, and it is literally so wintry out there. Like I know it's only the beginning of September, but like the summer just seemed to disappear so quickly. We usually get like one last heat wave in September, like when school starts back and stuff. I don't think that's on the cards this year because it is rainy all the time. It is so dark so early, and it is literally so autumnal. Like it is so autumnal, and I love autumn. So yeah, that is my reading update. I also did get a coffee today. I actually drove for the first time today, which is really exciting. So that was really exciting. I was really nervous, but I drove just literally down to our local shop and bought a coffee, so that was really fun. So I'm going to drink my coffee right now as I start setting up for college. So basically, to give you a little update on college, just to let you know where I'm at and let you know what I'm doing, because this is a chatty vlog, and even though it's a reading vlog, I always talk about other things as well. So basically it is my first day of second year of college today. You might be thinking, Emma, then why are you still in your house? Well, basically I am still far too sick to actually attend college in person just yet, so I'm going to have to keep up online until I'm able to actually go back down. Like they put all of our lectures up online anyways, so I'm going to be able to follow through with that. But yeah, so today's my first day. I do have a lot of new lectures, so my first port of call for today is to email all of my lecturers and basically let them know the situation and let them know like, hey, like I am part of your class and I will be back. I'm just out sick at the moment. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do this morning. That is my first thing that I'm going to do. I'm so glad that I have my coffee with me to do that because it's just so cozy, and I also haven't had a coffee in ages, so it's really nice. I also then am going to kind of strategize how I'm going to do my notes. Last year I kind of didn't really know what I was doing, but this year I'm going to try to really stay on top of all of my lectures and all my notes, because I need to pass everything this year, because I already have to carry on 2 modules into this year, so I really need to pass everything this year. So basically my method for note taking, I don't know if anybody cares about this, but I'm going to share it anyways, because I did say in a previous vlog, do you want me to show you things about like college and stuff, and everyone said yes, so that's what I'm doing. So basically my method for note taking is that I'm going to read the lecture slides when they come up, and I'm going to type up all of the like important stuff onto OneNote, and then from OneNote I'm going to write them out in my notebook. If I haven't even told you what I'm studying, I'm doing a Bachelor of Arts and I'm studying 2 subjects this year. So I'm doing psychology and I'm doing Irish. Irish is really difficult. It's really tricky because it is on a far higher scale and higher level of fluency than secondary school Irish was, and I used to think that I was really good at Irish, but I'm not at the level that I should be at, but I still enjoy it and I still think it's very important. And I do have the GRA for the language, which is obviously very important, because I was doing 3 subjects last year. I was doing English, Irish and psychology, and then I had to drop one for this year, and I dropped English, which is shocking because I'm so into reading, but I just really hated studying English. Like I just didn't enjoy it at all. It probably was easier to pass than Irish because I did fail Irish last year, but I enjoy Irish far more, and I feel like you need to actually enjoy what you're studying or you're not going to want to. So I'm doing my 2 subjects this year. But yeah, so for taking notes, I'm going to summarize the lecture slides onto the OneNote, and then I'm going to summarize it again. Like I really just put like the important information down in my notebook. I did buy 2 new notebooks, I'll show you. And then for Irish, I'm going to make a Quizlet as well for like vocab and stuff, and like words and phrases and things like that, because that's going to be much easier to study off of those. So yeah, that's my plan, and I feel like if I keep up to date on everything that I have to do, it will be a lot easier to study when it comes to exam time. So yeah, that is kind of my update for right now. It is so cozy outside, like I can hear the rain hitting off the window, and I'm like all warm and toasty inside. So I'm gonna play some music, I'm gonna get to emailing all my lecturers, and then I'm going to have a look and see if there's anything up on Moodle yet, and if there is then I'll take notes, and that is going to be my process. And of course I'm going to drink my coffee as I do that. So yeah, that is my update for right now, besties. Welcome to the vlog. I hope you enjoy, and I'll come back to you when I have more updates. Oh, also I wanted to show you the 2 notebooks that I got for college. I literally just got these like project books that you can split. I'm obviously going to use this one for Irish because it's green, that just makes sense, and then I'm going to use the purple for psychology, and then I'm just going to use like each section for a module. And I'm probably going to use like more than one per module, but that's fine. I don't really have that many notes in. So yeah, these are what I got. I kept it very simple this year. Basically I just kept it really simple this year because last year, like obviously it was my first year, so I didn't really know what I was going to need, but I bought like a different notebook for every like module that I had. And I had, how many did I have? 6. So I had like 6 different notebooks, and then like I wouldn't fill the whole notebook before that module was over after the 12 weeks, and then I just kind of didn't really know what to do with them. And then also I was like carrying around so much more than I needed to, because to be quite honest with you, I use my iPad more than notebooks, but when it comes time to studying, I find it much more beneficial to like write stuff out like by hand rather than like on my iPad, even though my iPad is a godsend. Like it was genuinely probably the best purchase that I've made because it is so good. But yeah, so I just kept it really simple this year. I'm just going to do 1 notebook per subject and then split it between the modules, because I think I have 2 modules per subject, but then I also have like an elective per subject as well, so I kind of have 3 and 3 again, so I have 6. But I need to figure everything out because I don't really know what I've got. So right now I'm going to look at my timetable and just see what I've got going on every day, and then I will get back to you. Can you hear the rain? That's crazy. So in addition to my 2 notebooks that I have, I realized I was kind of missing a planner, and I do use my iPad for this, but I'm definitely a paper and pen girly as well. So I actually just found this like bullet planner that I had in my room. I've never used it, so I've just used that for like making like my weekly kind of to-do lists and like writing down like assignments and dates and stuff, because I forgot that I had one of those last year. So yeah, this is the little bullet planner. I have no idea where I got this, I just found it. So I have my timetable done out here. More will be added to this as the weeks go on. This is just all that we have for right now, so I'm going to add another page here. And then I have my to-do list for today, so I'm going to do like a little daily to-do list when I have loads of stuff to do. And then I'm also going to do like a little weekly planner. So this week is obviously only a short week, so I only have Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, but that is my plan for right now. I don't really have any lectures on today because the only one lecture that I had today was actually cancelled, so we don't have anything today. But I'm going to send all my emails and get everything like that done, and then I'm just going to use this as like my little planner. And also this is the keyboard that came with the iPad. Well, it didn't come with the iPad, I had to buy it, but like this is the Apple keyboard. I bought this last October. I have never once charged it, so I don't know what's going on with that, but like I've never once charged that keyboard, and I have it like a year. Besties. Okay, so it is now Sunday afternoon and I want to give you a little reading update and tell you about my weekend. So I actually have read so much more of The Night in the Moth. I'm now in chapter 26, which is, well, it's page 350 on the Kindle, but I don't think that that's accurate to the paperback, but I'm 82% of the way through, so I'm so close to finishing it. I think I have about 70 pages left, so I'm honestly about to sit and finish this book right now. I'm absolutely loving this book. I'll obviously give you my full thoughts when I finish the book and everything, because I don't know what I'm going to think think of the ending and everything, but so far I'm loving it. The cast of characters that we have I've grown to love. This is such a unique plot, and I feel like that's actually really hard to do because there's so many fantasy books out there that like a lot of them do end up being the same. This one is probably one of the most unique ones that I have read, so I'm really liking that. I read a lot of it yesterday. That was kind of all I did yesterday, and today I think Sarah is calling up to see me this evening, which is really exciting, and I'm gonna try finish it now and I'll get back to you when I have another update. Hi besties. Okay, so it is now currently Thursday, the next Thursday. I wanted to give you a reading update because I have now finished The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. This book was amazing. This book was so good. It was honestly like one of the best fantasies that I've read in a very, very long time. It was an instant 5 stars. Like there was no question in my mind at any time throughout this book that this was going to be a 5 stars. I just knew from the very beginning that this was going to be a 5 stars. This has the most unique plot that I've read in a very, very long time, and I feel like that's actually quite hard to do because there are so many fantasy books out there and so many different worlds, so many different things. This one, I've never read anything like this before. There's also just something about Rachel Gillig's writing that is just so enthralling and so like fairy tale-esque, but not like in a way of it's difficult to read, just like in a way of like it is so just like atmospheric or something. I don't know how to describe it, but I felt the same when I read her Shepherd's King duology and this one. They're obviously very different plots, but like the vibes, and it's clear to me that I do like her as an author, so I would definitely read anything that she writes. This just had like the perfect like gothic dark fantasy book, which is the perfect start to like my spooky season reading because I love reading kind of darker, more atmospheric books at this time of year, like specifically September, October, and this one definitely hit the mark because it had like the romantasy aspect but also the spooky aspect. Not like spooky as in like scary, because I wouldn't say this book was scary at all, but it just was very gothic and very dark, and it just had those like cozy spooky vibe. I don't really know if I've described what this book is about, and to be quite honest I think I'm going to leave it that way because it is so much better to go in blind or just to like read the very, very basic synopsis and not really know too much going in. I do think that Rachel Gillig could have made this a standalone. I'm not saying that I'm not happy that it's a series, I am, but this definitely could have easily been wrapped up in this book and it could have been a standalone, but the way that she ended it was definitely not a standalone. Like I can't wait for book 2 because it ended on such a cliffhanger. Not an annoying cliffhanger where I feel like the book wasn't complete. It like was complete. Everything that we were trying to do was achieved, and then something else happened and then it ended on that, which made me really satisfied with this book but then also really excited for book 2. But I do think that if she had done it another way it could have easily been a standalone, so it will kind of depend on what book 2 is like, but I'm hoping that it's just a duology because I don't think that this could be dragged out for much longer because I don't know what else she's going to talk about or like introduce or something, because we solved everything that we needed to solve in this book, but I'm sure she knows more than me, so I'm sure it'll be amazing and I'll love it just as much as this one hopefully. The gargoyle, can we just talk about him for a second because he might just be my favorite character ever. Like he is so cute, he is so like his little one-liners, his little Bartholomew, like he was just adorable, and it was the perfect like addition to the book because it brought in like this just cutesy little character and also just like brought in like kind of a bit of humor into it, and like he was just so, everything about him was just so cute. Like he's literally my favorite character I think I've ever read about, and he's not even a person, but I just loved him so much, and I loved Rory and I loved Sybil. I loved everybody in this book. I love when books have found family, and I love when they have like just like a little kind of like quest and then they like find each other and stuff. It was just perfect. It was genuinely such a good book, and I would highly recommend this. It is so good. I like there's a kind of a bit of a mystery element, there's a fantasy element, there's like a quest element, there's so much to this book, and it's not even that long. Like I don't actually know how she did it, but it is perfect and it was an instant 5 stars for me. So yeah, I finished this one and I am going to think about this for a very, very long time. I just loved it so much. Let me know in the comments if you read this book or if you're going to read this book or what you rated it, what you thought about it, etc., because I'm so desperate to talk more about this book because I just never want to shut up about it. I loved it so much. So yeah, that was my first book read of September. It is currently the 18th of September, so my reading is quite slow, but I have picked up another book since I will tell you about. But I just wanted to tell you a bit about my weekend. My friend Sarah from Saz Books came up to stay with me for the weekend, and we just had such a nice cozy time. We ended up watching all of the Twilight movies, which was so fun. We did like a little movie marathon and we had snacks, and Mark came over on Monday night and he got us the Chinese, so we had like a really nice cozy evening. We played some board games, that kind of a thing, and it was so nice to see Sarah. It was so nice to spend some time together. And also I have to say, watching the Twilight movies was so fun because I had never seen them before. I had watched the first one like twice, I think, because I feel like everyone's seen the first one, and I think I watched the second one at some stage, but I really did not remember it, and then the rest I had never seen. So we watched all 5 Twilight movies over the space of 2 days, and it was so fun. But it was actually a lot easier than I thought, because like I didn't think that they would be that watchable and that enjoyable. I thought it would be kind of like, they're trashy but like it's fun. They were actually really good. Like I did really like them. Also controversial, but I'm team Jacob. I thought that I was going to be team Edward. I've always said that I was team Edward just from like vibes, but I'm definitely team Jacob up until the imprinting, because that's weird as fuck. That lost me, but up until that point I was team Jacob. But yeah, so that was my weekend. It was really fun, and I did pick up another book. So I've decided to start Arcana Academy by Elise Kova. This book Mark actually got for me for our anniversary last week because I had been talking about it and I really wanted to read it, so I'm so excited to pick this book up. I've heard amazing things about it. I've heard like so many of my favorite booktubers read this and rave about this and give it like a 6-star review, so that instantly always makes me want to read a book, because I'm like, if you love it, I'm probably gonna love it. It is so thick. It is like 600 pages, which is a lot, but I'm really excited to read it. I have already started it. I'm on chapter 8, which is page 56, and already I'm absolutely loving it. Like I feel like usually, you know the way like usually with a fantasy book it takes like at least 100 pages or like 50 to 100 pages to actually understand what's going on and actually kind of know what the story is actually going to be about, or like what the world means and stuff like that. I did not have that with this book. Like I got it from the very beginning and I was really like locked in from like the first chapter, which is such a good sign, and like really the sign of like a really good book. So I'm really happy with that. I'm really excited to read more. I'm going to try read it as quickly as I can because obviously it is quite a long book, and I do want to try and read another little bit in September because I've only read one book. I know quality over quantity, but spooky season is of the essence and I have so many books that I want to read, but also I'm not going to rush it because I know that I'm going to love this book. So yeah, this is my current read. I'll keep you updated on it as I go, but it is so good and I'm loving it so far. This is kind of about like tarot magic, and like they like ink cards and stuff, and then but it's illegal to do that, and then she gets caught and like put in this prison, but then she gets like the choice to ink cards for the prince in order to like escape the prison or die, and then like she has to like go through Arcana Academy and kind of like, I don't know, like be a spy or like do the prince's bidding. I don't really know, I'm not that far in, but there's something around that, and it's interesting because again this is a very unique plot and I've never read anything to do with tarot magic or tarot cards or anything like that before, so this is going to be interesting. And just the cover as well is just stunning, and also because this is set at like a magical like academy kind of a thing, that is also giving spooky season, I think. Anyways, I'm not really sure who the love interest is just yet. There's been 2 princes introduced and I don't like one of them, like genuinely, and then the other one seems like really grumpy, but I feel like it's gonna be him. But the other guy just seems like an asshole and he's kind of blackmailing her, so I don't really want it to be him, but also maybe it is him. But yeah, that is my update for right now. I will come back to you when I have more reading updates and when I've read more into Arcana Academy. Okay, so I have just reached chapter 10, which is page 72, and they have just been kind of like accepted into the academy, or like they've just passed like the first test to get into the academy, and we're getting like the first like description of the academy and like of how it looks and everything that's happening, and I just love it so much. Like there's nothing I love more than like a dark academia kind of setting or like a fantasy academic setting. Like I just love it so much, so I'm absolutely loving the descriptions of like the decor and like the classrooms and everything, and yeah, I just can't wait to keep reading. But I'm gonna take a break right now because I do have college work to do, so I'm gonna do some college work and then maybe read a little bit more this afternoon or this evening. Besties update time. It is now Sunday evening and I have just spent the entire weekend with my boyfriend, which was so nice. The weekend literally flew, like it went so quick. I don't understand how weekends go so quick, but yeah, so I spent the weekend with him. We had a really nice time, really chill time. We caught up on the Traitors, which I'm watching. There's only 3 more episodes left, which is crazy. I'm literally obsessed with that show. And then today I was doing some reading. I am still reading Arcana Academy and I'm on page 142 now, so I am actually making decent headway through this book and I feel like we are starting to maybe get somewhere now. I still am like slightly confused about the love interest and like I have no clue who it's going to be, which is kind of like wild, like nearly 200 pages in, to not know who the love interest is going to be, but I'm kind of living for it because there's so much else going on. It did start to get a little bit more confusing. I know at the beginning I was saying that like it wasn't confusing to get into and it wasn't difficult to initially start it, which I find with most fantasy books, but this book was like really easy to pick up on at the start. But it did get a little bit more complicated as it went on, and like we were kind of learning more about like the magic system, and the magic system is quite complicated and the whole like tarot kind of system is a little bit complicated. Not impossible, but it's just a little bit complicated and I don't really know what everything means, but I kind of don't really need to, like I'm just reading it to read it. But in the last like few chapters we have had some like, I wouldn't say plot twists, but like some revelations and kind of things, which is kind of like making me realize like what this book is going to be about and things. So it's really interesting. I'm really liking it. It definitely has potential to be a 5-star. Obviously that's ambitious and presumptuous, but it definitely does have the potential, and I just think this cover is just so stunning. Like I'm literally obsessed with it. I'm alternating between reading it physically and on my Kindle because sometimes reading on my Kindle is just so much easier. But yeah, that is my update for right now. I edited a vlog today. I uploaded a vlog. Well, it's going live in 20 minutes, but I did edit it and put it up today, so that was a success. I think I'm also going to list some books on Vinted. I know I said that like a month or two ago whenever I did my bookshelf reorganization. I know I said that I was going to, but I didn't get around to it because I didn't have anything to post the books in. But I've ordered some parcels, so they're gonna arrive tomorrow, so I feel like I can list some things now on Vinted. So if I do end up doing that, I will leave the link to my Vinted down in the description box if you do want to check it out. I will be clearing out my wardrobe as well and selling some clothes, but for the moment I'm just going to be selling books, so there will be just a mixture of books and clothes on there. But yeah, that is all I have to say for right now. I will come back to you when I have more reading updates. Hi besties. Okay, so I'm actually coming on here to end out this vlog for you. I actually read 2 books in this vlog, even though I told you that I only read 1, but I completely forgot that I read a graphic novel as well. When Sarah came to stay with me, she brought a graphic novel with her that she had borrowed from the library, and I read that one. It was called like Garlic and the Vampire or something like that. It was really cute, really wholesome. I assume it's middle grade of some description, but it was really nice, Halloweeny, cozy, spooky little graphic novel, and it was really cute. I gave it a 4 stars purely just on vibes, and I really enjoyed it. So in this vlog I did read 2 books. I gave one of them a 5-star, which was The Night and the Moth. Honestly, that book is a 6-star for me. Like it is one of my favorite books of the year. And then also Garlic and the Vampire, which was 2 books, and then I read a good bit of the way through Arcana Academy as well. So I had a successful reading week. I also went back to college. I did some college work, which I showed you, and it was also my 1-year anniversary with Mark, so you saw a bit of everything in this vlog. I had a really good time filming it. I hope you enjoyed watching. If you watched to the end, comment some book emojis, some college emojis, school emojis, that kind of thing. I really hope you enjoyed this vlog, besties. Thank you so much for watching. Stay amazing, stay kind, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.